Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the pre-commission work session, or our committee meeting, as we like to call them, on April the 6th, 2021. I would like to begin this meeting, as we do all of our meetings, with a word of prayer. And we do have so much to be thankful for, and we have so much to pray for as we move forward. And if everyone would please join me. Everyone please remember to silence their phones as they Dear Lord, as we assemble here today to do the work of Jefferson County, we ask that you touch us. Dear Lord, you give us the wisdom, the spirit, the courage, and the guidance to do the right things for you. Dear Lord, as we do that, we ask that you touch those with your healing hands that have been victims of this senseless violence that's coming out in Jefferson County. Dear Lord, we ask that you pray for Ariel Yarborough and her family. Touch them and lift their family up with your healing heart. Dear Lord, we ask that you be with those that are trying to apprehend these perpetrators. Touch them, lead them in the right direction so that these people may be brought to justice. Dear Lord, violence is prevalent throughout our county. Touch all of our citizens and give them a sense of working together and living together in peace and harmony. Dear Lord, we ask that you be with Tony Patelis and his family and for the loss of his father-in-law. Most of all, dear Lord, please keep us together. Guide us in the direction that we need to go. For we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to begin with District 5. Commissioner Ammons, he has a presentation to make and asked to go first. So, Steve, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure this morning to introduce Drew Honeycutt, who is the not-so-new CEO of Innovation Depot. Drew is an entrepreneur at heart and has his own exit with one of his own companies. And after he exited, and when he was interviewing for the job, which it was a pleasure to sit on, he was helping entrepreneurs develop, and he continues to do that here at the depot. And I thought it'd be a good idea for him to come to the commission and say what he's doing that's new at the depot. And so, Drew, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, Commissioners, thank you very much, first and foremost, for the opportunity to be here this morning, and also thank you for your continued support. So, as Commissioner Ammons said, my name is Drew Honeycutt. I'm the, as he said, not-so-new CEO of Innovation Depot. It's been almost a year now, so I took over back in May of 2020 as everything was wild in the world, and lots changed. It kind of gave us an opportunity to take a step back and to really address our community as an ecosystem and what are our needs. And so I'm really excited about what's happened over the last year, both from a brand change. We've updated our brand, but our team is mostly new. So about half of our team, or actually more than half of our team, is new in the last year, and we're all focused on building programs around giving more people access to taking an idea and building a business out of it. We're focused on high-growth businesses, and so the focus of my pitch today is just around building a diverse ecosystem in our tech ecosystem. And so what we've built, we've had Velocity Accelerator, which you guys have supported the last few years, and we're very appreciative of that. Velocity is helping companies that They have a product and they're looking to scale. The problem we identified in Birmingham is there's a lot of entrepreneurs on all different corners of our community that have great ideas, but they're trying to figure out, without spending my life savings, how do I get an idea into a business? And so what we've developed is a couple of programs a little further up the funnel that's getting more people access to these programs. So Vision ID is a program that is free for everyone. It's a 7-day email campaign. It's a great program. It's a way that you can watch videos, links to different programs. We're basically teaching people the intro to entrepreneurship, keywords, terminology, really the framework of how do you start thinking like an entrepreneur. Voltage is another program that we launched. We actually wrapped up our first cohort last week. And I'll tell you a little bit more about Voltage in just a minute and the results that we've seen. But in that program, we've seen 80% of the companies go from having an idea, they apply with a problem that they've identified, and we're working from, you've got a problem you've identified in the community, now let's work on building a solution towards it. And 80% of those now have prototypes that they've developed during the 9 weeks of the accelerator. And then we've got Velocity. So that's still focused on helping companies go from, I've got a product, now I'm looking to scale it up. So really what we're focused on is giving more people access to the blueprint. How do you go take an idea and build a business? So if you can go to the next slide. I've got a slide deck up there. Sorry about that. I should have told you guys. So the three programs, again, are Vision ID, Voltage, and Velocity. So Vision is, I've got an idea, I want to become an entrepreneur. I don't really know how to do it without spending all my time and energy searching the internet. So we help compact all that information into one place, give it to you in a daily, easy to understand format. Voltage is helping people take an idea and really prove out that there's a business model there before you go spend all your time and your money and your energy. We help them understand customer discovery. How do you go build prototypes with very, very minimal money? And then Velocity is scaling up. So this next slide, I'm really excited about this. So this is our current cohort. We just graduated last week. As you can see, we had 58 applications to the first cohort, and we accepted 11 companies. It's a very diverse cohort of people. 80% of those now have a prototype that they can go sign up businesses with, or customers with, and we're really looking to expand that program. So.
And in Voltage, they're working a full-time job
Yep.
doing this.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the accessibility piece is we know entrepreneurs typically when they're looking to become entrepreneurs, they're working full-time jobs. And so this program is Tuesday, Thursday nights, 5:30 to 7:30. It's currently Zoom-based, but we hope to have it in person at the Ramsey McCormick down at the Innovation Depot. But yeah, you're right. It's after hours when entrepreneurs that are looking to try to bridge that gap from being full-time employees into being full-time entrepreneurs. So we're also working with the city on the Ramsey McCormick project. We're going to be taking up space in there to really expand access, to get more people access to the incubation and space to get their businesses up off the ground. So I don't know if you guys know this, but we're 140,000 square feet. We have 110 companies currently in the building, and we have another 20 companies that are in incubation right now, in acceleration right now, which is in our programs really going from either Voltage or Velocity. So that's what's going on. So really we're focused on building an ecosystem. So in 2017, we had 67 startups in Birmingham. We now have over 200 startups in Birmingham. And so we're looking to grow. You guys talked about High Ed a minute ago. High Ed's a great example of a business that's in the depot, high growth, lots of opportunity, and we're just really excited about those guys.
Could you also talk a little bit more about some of the wins? I mean, we have Shift, not one of those that came out of the depot, but other well-known companies that started in the depot and maybe the number of jobs they developed.
Yeah, so Theranos is a great, so there's one corner in the depot that has produced well over 1,500 jobs, over $1 billion worth of exits, and that includes companies like Theranest, Fleetio, MedMine. There's a company called BioGX in Innovation Depot right now. It's really growing fast. There's Rural Urgent Care in there right now. There's Immediate. Immediate just raised $15 million 2 weeks ago. Wendy is in there. They just raised $3.5 million. So there's a lot of high growth jobs in there right now, and most of them, 95% of the companies in the depot are either tech focused or they're biotech focused. So yeah, it's an interesting time, and we're really looking to expand outside of the depot now, so to really build an ecosystem where more people, more entrepreneurs are building businesses in and around the depot. So we have that collaboration and really have more of an ecosystem feel.
Any questions for Drew? No? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Only other thing I have on my agenda is a community grant for the Mountain Brook Community School Foundation.
Move it. So moved.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And just a couple updates. Project Bold, which is Buffalo Rock's expansion, went before the Birmingham IDB yesterday. They were given sales and use tax abatements, and they are, I don't have the total numbers yet because the IDB did not grant their full request, and there's a variation of ad valorem that they're going to work on, and I'll hopefully come back. But that is 50 plus jobs at an average of $20 an hour, and it's in the city of Birmingham, so it's good. Yeah, and he said, and Matthew said he talked to you. Good.
It's good around the corner from my house.
Okay.
I can walk.
Good.
You can't walk down the hall with that bad. Now, are they making hours too?
Yes. Just the
One.
typical one pay.
For how many years?
For just the period of construction. And I'll get back to you on the rest of it because some of it kind of got on the ad valorem, how much it actually is. I'd like to deal with the totals. DC Blocks purchased the remainder of the property from JCIDA on Trinity Steel, which is also in your district. And they've shown a couple different variations of what they could do over there, but it will definitely be technology based. And also JCIDA sold the Gulf Distributing property. They're still in conversation. There was an unpublished FEMA map that has kind of thrown a wrench into things. I know Cal's been working on it, and I think they're coming up with some good solutions to get things done. There were no incentives done on this. This was an inter-county move with not a significant amount of growth in number of jobs, so we didn't incentivize that. And Othel and I took a trip to the Southern Research aerospace facility there, where they do a lot of research and development, and found that it's a top secret facility, but they do a lot of aerospace work, working with NASA and the U.S. Navy, and never knew they were here. Lots of folks didn't know they were here, but a great partner, and we're figuring out how we can best work together to expand aerospace in and around the county.
Jane Anderson.
Do what?
Where are you located?
They're not right across the street from Edonic.
He can't tell you.
I could tell you, but
I know exactly.
but it's over there. It's right around the corner
That's why.
from Buffalo Rock.
I thought that.
Yeah. But Mr. President, that ends my report.
Thank
Now,
you very
the
much.
Trinity property, will be getting some funding back to the county on that.
Yes.
50% of the.
Yeah, that was overall project between City of Birmingham and Jefferson County. Originally, the property was a brownfield. Since it was a steel property, I think it was a little over $100,000 that was invested to remediate And with the first sale to DC Blocks, that money was divided up as well, and the proceeds distributed. And same thing here, it'll be 50-50 with City of Birmingham.
They're great partners.
Yeah.
They really
That's it.
Thank you. Next, we're going to be in District 1. We have, and Commissioner Scales won't be here today, and I'm going to handle hers. Yeah. Well, hey, do you want him to handle it, or do you want to?
No, he had a thing he wanted to talk.
I do. I was going to, it comes off environmental,
All right.
and I was going to do the two environmentals, and then was going to let him do his report. Have two items. One's ALDOT 151 I-459 Force Main replacement. There's no funds required. Second is a Circle K Stores encroachment agreement concerning the sewer easement, and there's no funds required for either of those items.
Move 1 and 2.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Market, you're the man.
Thank you, Commissioners. I just wanted to take this opportunity to update you all on our garbage collection services contract that we make available to the citizens at their option. And I'm going to step out and get our Amway's representative and introduce him as well.
And I also need for you to get to a microphone, because I think that, is that right, Helen? It'd be better if you did. You can get right here, bud, or over there.
We put together kind of a few notes of kind of how we got here and what we're doing now. And I'll just kind of summarize these. But first of all, I apologize to you all and your constituents, our customers, for this difficult changeover. It's been a process, to say the least, but I'm really excited about the team that we have in place now and what we're doing now going forward. So back in 2016 was the last time we awarded a garbage collection services contract, and that was to advanced disposal. Later on, Waste Management purchased advanced disposal. So through COVID, then our existing contract was purchased by Waste Management, and we were experiencing a lot of complaints from our customers about missed garbage pickups. So with that and your desires, we rebid the garbage collection contract. Doing that, we had 4 bidders, and we accepted those bids in November 2020. And we awarded the lowest bid to Amwaste. And there's been some, one point of confusion we've had with our customers is how do we award the bid? So 80% of the customers at the time were signed up for 1 cart, the service for just 1 cart. They have options to get 2 carts, yard debris and other type things. Most all of our customers were using just the service of 1 cart. So we based our bid recommendation on that one option, which was much lower than all the other bids. Amwaste received customer account information. Our new company, Amwaste, received the information list of customers from Waste Management. When was that, David? In April? No.
No, that was back in February.
December. So in February. And then Amway started placing the new containers out on March the 8th. And therein lies, I did not do a good job of telling our citizens what's coming and what's going on, but they start putting out new carts. Then about a week later, 2 weeks later, Waste Management, who had previously been advanced disposable, starts taking their carts. And they not only took their cart, a lot of customers had purchased a cart from Home Depot or Lowe's, and they would accidentally take those. So we got carts coming and going everywhere, and it's been a tough few weeks. once we started experiencing the problems, and as y'all know, when a couple of weeks ago, we got with Amwaste, and I want to introduce you to Mr. Rick Sweeney, as our representative from them. He came on board, they hired additional staff, set up a call center, and have really just been working day and night to answer all the calls and help our customers get situated right. We've gotten the map out to the citizens about which day their pickup is, and Helen Hayes has been, I don't know how somebody can kayak down a river and answer Facebook questions at the same time, but she's been working day and night on answering questions, as well as Justin. So we've had a lot of them. We wish we would have done better at preparing the whole situation to kind of cut down the number of complaints, but we're committed to answering each one individually and getting them solved. We've received, to date, 1,500 calls or requests or complaints, and they got them categorized into several different categories. A lot of them are new customers wanting to use the service and various options. A lot of them are the card issues, and right now we have 40% of those complete. And so that's what we're focusing on now.
When you say you got 40% complete, clarify that.
Of the cart issue complaints, whether theirs was erroneously taken by Waste Management or it wasn't delivered by Amwaste, we have called those people back and either got their cart replaced back or got the new cart out there, and it's probably higher than that by today. But I gave you these numbers to show we're very serious about getting the call, making sure we know who it is, and following up that we call them back and get their cart situation corrected. And we also have, I can email you the call log that Amwaste has created, taking the calls, logging it all down, name, number, email address, and then that way we can follow up.
One of the complaints that I'm getting now, and we've already had, I know, 7 calls this morning before the meeting today, is that when they call the Amwaste hotline, when they're very helpful, and appreciate that, but they're unable, sometimes they hold for 30 minutes and can't get in touch with someone. It's kind of like trying to get in touch with Jefferson County. You got a number up there, you're very grateful having that number up there, but you can't get anybody when you dial that number. Right. So we need for you.
Yes, sir.
And it may be after the fact now, but these citizens are expecting results, and they don't look to you. They don't know you from Adam's house cat. They don't know Cal. But they do know their elected officials. They know Commissioner Tyson, and they know Commissioner Knight, and Commissioner Adams, and Commissioner Scales, and Commissioner Stevens. And they are depending on us to get this done.
Yes, sir.
And they say that it is a lack of leadership that allowed this to happen. And I can assure you that if it was a lack of leadership, it will never, ever happen again, or a lack of guidance, because we cannot direct this gentleman to do anything. Okay? We go to the county manager, and they're supposed to put the processes in place that this legislative body approves. We approved this last December to get done. And it's rolling out. It's going to be a 2-week, probably, learning period, but I need Amwaste to be totally engaged in making this a smooth transition and to talk to the people.
Yes, sir.
Them understand that it will be better, and that we're going to do everything that we can to give you better service than you received and be more transparent than what you have.
Absolutely.
That's so important.
Rick, why don't you come up and tell them what you've done to date and where we are today?
Okay. So thank you, and Commissioner, I certainly understand, and apologize to the residents that were impacted, specifically by the delayed cart delivery. Along with that was the informational packets. Excuse me. Latter part of last week, actually Friday morning, We did complete the bulk deliveries. To your question or point about how many of there were 25,698 customers or residents that we had received information on. As Cal pointed out, we have received roughly 1,500 calls, just shy of. A significant portion of those, probably about a third, were associated with cart delivery. Either not having received a cart or residents who had not previously had the service wanting to now sign up for the service. So that being said, over the weekend, once the bulk deliveries were completed, and we did start service on Thursday and Friday of last week, all routes were completed. Oh, thank you. All routes were completed on time, on schedule, on the identified service day, as we did through yesterday as well. We have, for those customers that did have an issue that had not already been addressed, the 40% that we'd identified, completed, closed out, confirmed with customer through the weekend. We did an email blast out to the remaining customers. To several of them had called in need of cart, and so requesting their email confirmation back to us if they have not received the card as of yet. We have 3 crews that are on the standby to deliver those upon notification. So, our full intent, Commissioner, and to all of you, that the service that we will provide going forward, and you've got my personal commitment as well as our company's commitment, that we will do everything we can and we'll work tirelessly to ensure that the residents of Jefferson County get the highest level of service we can provide to them. So.
And you started picking up April 1st.
We did, yes, sir.
So today will be your first, end of the day today will be their first full week. And we expect the next week to really start getting smoother and then smoother.
What we have seen, we track our calls daily also. So when we saw the influx of calls, and some influx was expected, again, fully our responsibility, fully my responsibility. The delayed cart delivery, I think, drove a lot of the above expectation calls. We had added 3 additional personnel specifically for the contract on top of the customer service group that we already had. We look at daily our abandoned calls and our speed to answer. And so what we have seen from Friday through yesterday, we've seen that number start to trend down in both the abandoned lost calls as well as the average speed of answers. So certainly understand and apologize for the frustrations that any residents may have experienced, but please be assured that is not standard for us, nor will it continue.
The complaints I'm getting, number one, no notice of a change.
Yes, sir.
That's on us. That's our responsibility. There's no excuses, but it is our responsibility, and so we have to accept that, no matter what cost it. Fee increase. The fees are higher than they once were, and missed pickups, and a delay. The only notice a lot of them had is that they got an Amway's can. They had no clue. So it's been a tough transition, but I'm glad to hear you're here today and speaking to the issue. We want to reassure our citizens that we're engaged in this and that you're going to do everything, your company, to make it better. Sometimes we take this kind of service for granted until you don't get it.
Yes, sir.
And then that's really problematic. Do y'all have any kind of recycle?
We are not providing a recycling service as part of our offering to the county at this time. We do have other contracts where we provide a recycling option associated with with our service provisions, but that was not part of the contract for the county services.
And you said that the pickups are being made and services, even though I got an email last night where somebody said it's hit and miss, and I got missed today, which was yesterday.
With
So,
their first scheduled pickup with us was yesterday?
I have no idea
Okay,
when the
all right.
schedule was.
Right,
They just
yes,
said
sir.
they got missed yesterday. I'll give you that information.
Okay, yes, sir, please. Our standard is if there is a missed service called in, if it's before noon today, we will take care of it today. If it is anytime after noon, we'll expend all efforts to try and still pick it up today, but no later than next business day. So.
Well, the other company had 4 years and it didn't work out. I certainly hope you have a better success
Yes, sir.
rate than that. Because, as Commissioner Stevens said, the buck stops here. We take that, but at the same time, we're dependent on you to make this right.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Thank you.
I have one, the Amway's customer service line, is that the hotline that you were talking about?
Yes.
Or that's the one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and does the management staff get reports on calls that come in or?
Yes,
or
sir.
all the issues?
Yes, sir.
Um,
So
what does that look like and how often is that?
We've been getting it daily, and we're probably fixing to, once we get to the end of the day today, we're gonna get it weekly, and I'm gonna forward that to y'all, but I'm wanting to monitor to make sure they followed up and called them, and then we're gonna spot check and call some people back and ask them how, how that went, just to make sure. My first impression of Rick and what he's done has been awesome, and I share the blame in not getting the notice out and setting the expectations. But I feel really good about where we're going. If we can kind of get over this hump and hurry up and get the car situation settled, I think we're going to have really good, consistent service.
Yeah, and it was a couple of lessons learned on our end. I mean, our focus really was the service issues that we were having and making sure those got resolved. We had very good checking references. Amway's performance was really good before we awarded the contract. But obviously, I think lessons learned from the transition service. We haven't actually transitioned to a new provider in 20 years because it was Onyx, PLE Advanced was all basically the same company. So I think we underestimated how we should be prescriptive about communicating to the customers and obviously, like Cal said, making sure that we got the word out ourselves. So, we learned a lot of lessons there. We knew there were going to be some transition issues, I think. But like I said, we definitely could have done better on the communication side and making sure everybody knew. And then obviously the storms impacted getting the cart deliveries too. But we really hope the actual service improves and gets reliable for everybody over the next few weeks. So.
Mr. Sweeney, what is that number that we can pass on?
It's on there, Commissioner.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or the email?
The 205-788-1400?
That is the number, yes, sir. I'm sorry. Thank you.
And we placed that on Facebook as soon as we got it.
Yes, sir.
But believe it or not, you can put out that information and everyone sees it, but they still call the commission
Yes, sir.
because the buck stops here.
Understood.
And the majority of this exposure is in District 3 and District 4. And we're still receiving, like today, I've received 7 calls before we came in here.
Yes, sir.
And I received how many last night, Cal, that I forwarded to you?
3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4 while I was at home last night at after 7 o'clock at night that I was receiving that I forwarded on to management. So this is an ongoing problem. And I'm going to need for y'all, you two, to remain fully engaged. And I'm going to ask that you copy me when it's a constituent of District 3 and copy Commissioner Knight on a District 4. I believe that the other districts are are lesser involved. I know you have some pockets in Vesta and unincorporated Jefferson County around Vestavia, and
still just call.
they're still calling. So if you will copy each commissioner,
Yes, sir.
so we can keep a track and a good record of that, because we have to keep our constituents satisfied.
Completely understand.
And we're depending on you and you and you to get that done. And
So what you're saying is if we have, anybody has a problem, call Jimmy Stevens, 555-1212.
325-5555. Everyone's done it anyway, so I'm good.
We would prefer people call that hotline number, or even better, email
But they're
that
gonna
email
have to
number.
man that hotline number, and they can't have a 30-minute wait.
Right,
You ain't got a 30-minute wait in my office.
Start calling the IRS.
right, or email, and if y'all get calls, if we can get their phone number and email address, that's very helpful.
I do that, I think.
You do.
Okay. I'm doing my job. Y'all do y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity, Commissioners.
Thank you all.
Do y'all have a vegetation service too?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's about 28% of the residents in the county have subscribed to that service.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think about 200 new customers have called and signed up too. So that's good.
Next on the agenda is going to be Community Development and Human Resource Services Committee.
Yes. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, Commissioners. We just have one item today. Our resolution authorizes the department to apply for a U.S. Department of Health and Human Services on behalf of UAB for an Advancing Health Literacy to Enhance Equitable Community Response to COVID-19 grant, and also authorizes the Commission President to sign all related documents pertaining to the grant.
I'll second.
In first and second, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
Let me ask, what does this do, Doc?
Basically, it's to educate those about COVID and taking the vaccine that are in lower income areas.
Do we have a number, Commissioner, that we have a percentage that's not taking the vaccine? Do we know that yet?
Yes, the majority of the waiting list is coming down. I gave you a document of the shot clinics as of March the 30th. We have a few, Bethel Baptist Church will open up this week, and we have 3 others that will be opening up this week. And we do have a federal site that's coming to Jefferson County. They really don't want me to talk about it, but I just told you that part. As they come, we will add to the list. This list right here has not been updated since the 30th. They're asking for us to go through the health department and EMA are working together with all of these agencies to make sure that we don't open up clinics next door to each other like we did the food, and that's why we lost the grant for oversaturating the food. That's why I'm over the health initiative, and I have asked all the commissioners for sites to where we can make sure that we run this proper and that we don't overlap, because you do have, if you look at it, you have several agencies out here that's doing the vaccinations. Then you're going to have FEMA actually coming in with a mass clinic. So what we don't want to do is to oversaturate, because now the younger adults are being added to the list. So as I turn the list in, the vaccination clinics will actually go out and look at the site, and they will determine whether that site is proper for a site that will receive vaccinations or not. But when commissioners go out on their own and try to do it, it stops. It messes up the whole process. It oversaturates the area, and then we won't be getting the vaccinations in like we should be getting them in. We just now started getting them in on a regular basis, and that's just in the last couple of days. So, and I just asked to make sure that, we just respect each other, committees.
But there's some of these sites that really doesn't come through the health department or UAB, right? They come straight, they get the vaccines at these Walmarts and stuff, so
Right.
we don't have any.
Right, and we add those to the list,
Right.
but they do have they are notified when a Walmart gets the vaccination. The health department is notified by that, and so is EMA is notified. Because that's the only way we can use the call center in order to make the appointments for people that's actually need rides. To the sites. So we do have already Bruno event team has already set up. So as they call in for their appointments, they send them to the closest site, the vaccination site. That's only 2 days call list. So the next time I come in, I'm quite sure it's going to be a whole lot more than that they are providing transportation to. So it's actually working. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. And all of these transportation is actually in Jefferson County, where they are providing the transportation. So they are doing what they're supposed to do. And this is just like I told you, has only been a 2-day transportation list.
If somebody needs transportation, how do they get on this list? Because there's very little of my district on here.
It's they call the 205, the 858-2221. That's the Jefferson County.
Okay, they can call that number.
They call that number,
Okay.
and that will hook them up to the whole site. So EMA is getting ready to do a mass text out, and they will have all of that, the numbers and everything on there. So they will actually notify them, all the citizens in Jefferson County, that they do have transportation. So if you call and make an appointment right now, or you email and make an appointment, it will ask you, do you need transportation? And if you hit, you need transportation, the people who book your appointment, they will put down that you need transportation, and they will book you closest to your address. So that's how you are located, unless you request to go to another location. And then they will book you transportation to that between Yellow Cab and Class Train. They have been able to move citizens.
Commissioner, all of these different sites that are administering the vaccine, are they here? Are they on that unified database where all of your information is taken and put in the government database?
Yes.
Oh.
All of it is in one unified database. So they are pulling from that list. It was like almost 200,000 people. So they are getting the list down now. It might be about 130,000 now. So it's going, every week you can see the list is going down. So hopefully by May, we would not have a list that large, and we would be doing a lot of sites. The massive sites will actually come without an appointment. So all you're doing is driving in, taking your vaccination, and if you have to have two, they will let you know when you come back, with the card. And if they get Johnson & Johnson, that'll be a one shot, and they can actually leave after that. All of that will be within the call center once they call and book their appointment.
All right, back to my question, Dr. Hamilton. Do we have a percentage of those? This is to educate people about taking the vaccine.
And,
right?
and safety protocols pertaining to COVID. So there's two things, safety protocols and then information pertaining to the vaccines.
Okay.
And that will be actually be door knockers, they're going out with door knockers and mail out pieces to the residents. So, and that's gonna be in the populated areas where they don't see much movement and appointments being made. They will actually do a mail out or, and send people out to actually knock on doors within that area. And they're starting in Smithfield, this week.
Do we have an idea of how many of the percentage of the population is like scared to take the vaccine or not taking the vaccine? Do we have any kind of?
They don't have any percentage because it's a lot of people on the waiting list. So right now, if you look at the, because young people are just opening up. So they really can't tell, but they are saying that the younger adults are the ones that's being tested positive for COVID. So, and that's the group that's 30 and under. A majority of the ones that's testing positive for COVID. And the ones that's older, they are actually, on the list to get vaccinations. And as they age bracket come down, they will be vaccinated as they coming out.
Do we have an updated list of where they're doing testing? Like you have on this is good information.
A lot of the testing sites have shut down. The only one they still have up and active, you will see one on this list, Legionville is still up and active.
Okay.
They're still testing. And you can be tested within the Cahaba Health Center, they're still testing. The health department is still testing. So you can find some drugstores and they will actually have that on the next list.
Okay.
And I think that's all for that. And
When you call, do they tell you which vaccine you would be getting?
they tell you all of that. You will know exactly which vaccine that's available. And you can ask for them and they'll tell you whether, they'll tell you where to go to get it. And they'll book your appointment at that site. Like if you want a Johnson & Johnson, I know Sam's and Walmart's been having those. And so they'll tell you there and then you can actually do that.
That's what I've got. One and done.
Johnson & Johnson.
And we do have a lot of churches that want to participate. And like I told you, that we send it to the health department. The health department determines that, send it to UAB. UAB determines the harbor, they determine where they want to go, and they report it back to the health department. It's not like I can just put everything in my district. That ain't the way it works. So I know that was mentioned, and that's a flat out lie. So I'm just making sure they understand that ain't the way it goes. Because they are, the health department is over there and they know exactly what they do.
Right.
Now Sheila don't go out and look at nobody's site and do nothing. All I'm doing is reporting it to the health department, giving all of the lists out of every district. So I just wanted to make sure y'all understood that.
Well, I don't think y'all is making that accusation on
Okay,
it.
well, the shoe fit where. Whoever seen it. I did want to bring up about the Miss Yarborough shooting, the shooting incident that killed Miss Yarborough, and she worked in Internal Revenue, didn't she? In the Revenue Department. And we have had a lot of people to actually put up, not a lot of people, just I know Ricky Smiley put up $5,000 reward. And I wanted to see if the commissioners would like to put up, since this is one of the employees of the county. And I think we would do it for any of the employees of the county. And I just really feel bad about this. I actually was headed to the park, to an Easter egg hunt the day that this happened. And when I was getting off the exit, I seen all the police. So I just didn't get off the exit, I just kept straight. And I was actually going out there to a church Easter egg hunt. And I'm just glad that I had a delay, and it delayed me for about an hour. If not, I would have been trapped out there with a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old, my grandkids. So, and I just thank God just for looking out for me. And I wanted to see if any of the commissioners, I talked to Ammon, said that he would like to give 500, and I would give 25. Would you like to give something, Commissioner?
Give 1,000.
You could give 1,000, and Commissioner Knight.
I've already committed to you 1,000.
1,000, okay. So we have,
I'll make it even. I'll even that up.
Okay. So, and I will talk to our Commissioner Scales.
He matched me and you 1,000, 1,002. I thought,
No Jedi mind tricks today.
I'd like to say that this young lady that worked for us, I knew her personally. She used to work for Bessemer, and she was accountant down there. Fine young lady, and it's senseless. And
she was protecting the kids.
Right. And it just, it's
Sad.
Sad. But I will be meeting with some ministers today, Wednesday at 5 o'clock about the violence within the city of Birmingham, really in Jefferson County.
Yeah.
It's going to cover all of Jefferson County. They called me and I'll be more than happy to meet with them. This money will be $5,500. I will talk to Commissioner Scales about this. It will be going to Crime Stoppers, or any lead or conviction or any person that's involved within the killing of Miss Yarborough. Thank you, Commissioner, so much for this. And her parents are really destroyed behind this. And she was actually in college trying to get a master's degree.
right.
in business.
I would like to move to approve the contribution to Crime Stoppers, to add to our contribution to Crime Stoppers in the amount of $5,500 plus whatever Commissioner Scales will add to be included on the appropriate agenda at, I guess, Thursday. We make that by Thursday. We need to do new business if we do that, don't we?
If you do this, if
It'll be on.
Commissioner Tyson already had this on the agenda, this.
It wasn't.
Okay.
It was.
And if you move.
He's making a motion for new business
in the
now.
committee,
I
then it will be
second.
on regular business with the agenda. And if you just, we could fill in the amount.
So unanimous.
I move for new business
Second.
for consideration of one item. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move that we approve up to amount to be determined, an additional contribution to Crime Stoppers to be placed for the arrest or conviction or leading to the information leading to the arrest or conviction of Ms. Yarborough.
Second.
It's been first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Administrative and Infrastructure Committee, we have Roads and Transportation, Grants Mill Road Widening Project, and Septic Tank Design Proposal. Do you have any questions on that one?
Move the item.
Moving second, all in favor say aye. Aye. We have an ACOM amendment on on-call plan review service for our on-call plan review. Cal, describe that one a little bit better for me.
Commissioners, typically when we design a bridge, whether we're designing it in-house or have someone design it for us, we have a secondary review done by a bridge engineer before it goes to Albi. So this is that for the bridges we're designing in-house, actually. They'll do reviews for us.
Move the item.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm going to go through several of these. Sir?
I was move item 3.
All
Second.
right, number 3 is moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, Alta Planning, Design, Bicycle, and Pedestrian. The plan is Amendment 1. We have an ALDOT courtesy notification for pavement preservation on I-59. That's well long needed. We have Morgan Road widening project, pavement of tract 23, sign relocation on Morgan Road. I guess that's that for that big sign that's over on the left-hand side of the road there. Right past Parkwood and,
I think that's it, yes, sir.
okay, that's one that looked like it was in the way.
Yeah, and it's been moved.
Okay. Town of Morris, for a memorandum of understanding to allow city to utilize contract for our ACCA storm debris removal. City of Trussville, same thing. Hydro Engineering Solutions Project number 3719393 is a watershed program development. Phase 1 and resolution for debris cleanup due to vacation of storms. I think we'll probably do through 9 and then talk about 10.
Sounds good.
Move 4 through 9.
Any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Number 10 is for debris cleanup due to various storms. County road crews, we authorized to pick up displaced debris resulting from the storms which occurred on January the 25th and March 17th, 21st, and 25th in several areas of Jefferson County. Cal, you want to?
Yes, sir. We need to make sure y'all authorize, as a result of the storm, C&D debris will be picked up. Typically, somebody's remodeling the house. The contractor takes the C&D to the landfill and pays those fees. When the tornadoes knocked them down, we got a lot of debris, C&D particularly, that we wanted to make sure y'all were aware and wanted us to pick up and make sure we were covered properly to do that. So,
Is this an unincorporated or in our area, or is this throughout the county?
It should be throughout the county, but of course, we won't pick anything up in a city unless y'all authorize that further at a later time.
Or unless it's our through road.
Right. We will our through roads.
Yeah.
But we are, Fultondale, we are talking with them about how we might could help them from that tornado damage, and hopefully coming back to you soon with some ideas.
Yeah, we didn't make the FEMA threshold, which would have given public assistance for counties and cities to do a 75-25. They do a 25% match with FEMA. We made the county threshold, which was about 3.2 million. Just as I'm talking about the January 25th storm. We're not going to even be close on the others. But the January 25th storm, we were the only county hit. So we met the county criteria threshold, but the state threshold, you have to have a 7.4 million or greater of damages that are not insured. So if you've got an insured building, a business or school or any church or anything like that, or a house that's insured, that doesn't count against that threshold. Our threshold was 7.4 million and we're only at 6.9 and we're not going to be able to meet the threshold. So we appreciate Cal considering, doing what we can, because once, different cities, we were very appreciative because they pitched in and helped Fultondale, but then other storms hit, and so everybody kind of had to clean up their own cities, or were helping in other places. So they're kind of left to do it themselves. We're looking at several options, but one of the options is they would hire the county to maybe help them, or through one of our contractors that we can bid it and help them out there, because right as of yesterday, there's about 24 houses that have been torn down that are pushed out to the road, and a lot of these houses have been torn down not by contractors but by volunteers that come in and do that. So they still have a lot of work, and when these storms hit, I've said all along that the sensationalism passes after 2 weeks, but these people are still left with what they're left with. Also, we didn't meet the criteria for these people to get individual assistance from FEMA because of the same issues I talked about before. But as of tomorrow, the Small Business Administration is opening up a site at the Fultondale Library where people can come in and apply for an SBA loan. And that is up to $200,000 to repair your home at a 1.125 interest rate on the loan. You can get up to $40,000 in a loan if you're a renter, and this is personal property that's been destroyed. And for a nonprofit, the interest rate's 2%, and for a business, it's 3%. So we'll have people. There's a disaster customer service at I forget what the website is. I'll get that. And then there's an 800 number, or you can apply in person at Fultondale. So that's where we are on the Fultondale storm. The other areas, we still have work to do in the Mount Olive area. Not many people know it, but the F1 tornado that hit on March the 25th, the one that sprung up by the airport, and eventually came right over our house as we ducked into cover. Didn't do a whole lot of damage to Trustful. It hit Jim and Nick's, and it hit the Jefferson Memorial, and then knocked down some trees across Trustful. But between I-459 and Roebuck, it really knocked down a lot of trees right through houses over there. So it's the city of Birmingham mostly, and a little bit of Irondale. But it was an F1, so they got a lot of damage over there and a lot of people affected over there. So whatever, three storms in 8 weeks, that's enough. So hopefully April will be a little quieter. Thank you.
Have a resolution debris cleanup due to various storms.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
County Attorney, we have third amendment to Widow Bryan's contract with no additional funding needed at this time,
I move it.
and a bunch of property claims. Y'all take.
Move all of them.
Move
1
them all.
through 15.
All right, have a motion and a second. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Have sale of county property out to West End Health Center that's been on the books for a while.
Commissioner, if we could we table that one more time? We got some more.
More deals to do?
And it automatically went on, so I didn't catch it till it was on.
Okay, I'll tell you what let's do. That's
You wanna roll it till Thursday or pull it?
no, let's just pull it.
Okay.
And when they get it right,
All right.
well, they'll put it back on there. That's pull this to a time to be determined. That way it won't show back up.
I so move.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Commissioner Knight.
All right, we have finance. Ms. Dixon, you're up.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Under Finance, we have our normal encumbrance, purchasing agenda report, purchasing exception report for the weeks of March 11th through the 17th, March 18th through March 24th. Item number 4 is the unusual demand report. Item 5 is our procurement statement for Jefferson Credit Union.
Do I
Move
have
items 1 through 5?
have a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Under Budget Management Office, we have item number 1, which we will delay until the next commission meeting so we can provide some additional information. Item number 2, multiple staff development and individual staff development, and we also have our informational items.
Have a motion?
Move it.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Now we have developmental services. Is she ready?
Wow. We got an entourage coming in for this. What we got going on?
Well, they had 2 agenda items, and then if y'all would indulge us, we have a quick presentation on the work they've done for permitting and for our citizens. So if we could do the 2 items first, and Derek can do a quick presentation.
We bring you good news.
Okay. I have item 1 and 2. What you got?
The first item is a grant for $312,500 from Alabama DOT. We have a $62,500 match. It is to help us prepare and write a countywide comprehensive plan for Jefferson County.
Over what period of time?
After this is approved, we will then go out for bid to actually hire a consulting firm, and the contract has a lifespan until December of 2022.
How long do you think it would take?
Yeah.
Probably a good year, because we want to do a lot of neighborhood involvement in developing this plan.
And does that include demolition type stuff too?
No, sir. This is just developing you all a long-range comprehensive plan.
We hope to have the demolition next commission meeting.
All right.
Be next commission.
All right.
Next commissioner do demolition, right?
Just give us a sneak
Next
preview.
commission meeting.
Be it best. Sneak preview of what this will, the comprehensive plan, what will it tell us and what will it do?
It
Other
will
than
be
be a comprehensive plan.
It would be similar to what the city of Birmingham has. It actually looks at different elements. It looks at the transportation, future growth and economic development, neighborhood issues, creating a sense of place, really creating successful, sustainable communities.
All right. Do I have a motion on 1 and 2? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Now
The
let me do my final. I have one community grant. So a motion. Second. All in favor, please say aye. Okay, now I'll turn it over to you.
I'm
All right.
sorry. My next item was really just correcting a scrivener's error. We had a P&Z meeting the same day as Veterans Day.
Yeah,
We
y'all
passed
did
that.
one and two, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
they
passed
got
that.
that.
Okay.
So they're gonna do a quick presentation, Commissioners, while she passes that out. I wanted to thank the county building inspectors, the chief building inspectors, this superhuman being at the end, Kathy, Michael, Jeff, all of them have worked hard to basically rewrite a lot of their processes and get them computerized and online so that our citizens can get permits a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and save them time and money.
So that superhuman being was
Kathy?
individual only, not the two.
Well, they all are, because what they've had to do is keep working the old system on paper, then implement the new, and then work one permit side by side, so they've done a lot of extra work.
All right. Okay. You ready?
You ready, Michael? This is going to be high level, because I don't want to take too much of your time, but it is some good information and some good news from you all. Development Services has been working very hard, as Cal said, to take all of our paper processes and turn them into an electronic form. Last year with COVID, we had some unique challenges. Next slide. In that, we still had customers, we still had a paper process. And so April of last year, we actually turned loose all of our trade permits to be online and electronic, which only left the building type records as being a paper process. This has given the county the ability to provide their customers no driving down here, there's no parking, they have no paper to deal with, we're open 24/7. Some of the things that you can do online, all of the planning applications that Michael presents to you and Andrew, they are available online. Building, site plan, and erosion control permits, we have finished all of those and they're all available online. ESD also has their permits online. Contractor licensing registration is available online. They can also request inspections, and I'll go into more detail on that in a minute. And our plan submission is now electronic. You don't need to bring the large E-size paper plans down and pay, several $100s to have those printed. We accept everything electronic. One of the things that is new and is a bit of an adjustment for our customers, but is a best national practice, we have a combo permit right now. So if you want to build a new house or a new commercial building, it is one permit number. You do not have to get separate trade permits and associate them back. So when you get a new permit for us or a miscellaneous permit, all of those trades are already included. You can do all of this through our online portal. You can pay online, so we never really need to have you come down here at all. And again, you can do all of this 24/7 from the comfort of your home or your office. This is an example of what the customer sees for the portal. We have some online training information, and the bottom right is what the customer would use to create a user account and log in to be able to apply for permits. As I said earlier, inspection services changed as well. We are using a new vendor software. It is IVR, Integrated Voice Response, and it also uses texting. So you have 3 ways to request an inspection. You can do that through the website on Acela. You can do that, again, using your IVR, which works with both landline and cellular devices. And then if you're really good, you can take your cell phone, you can actually text inspection requests to us. And this is just an idea of what it looks like. You know, you have voice, you have select text. The portal on the right is what us, staff, can actually see, so we can see when the calls are highest trending, and the texting is highest trending as well. As far as the texting, this is what you would see. You would select the number that we have. You would text schedule. And the first thing that would pop up would be, you have reached the Jefferson County Premier Permitting Select Text System. And it asks you for your permit number. You can also have a list of all the inspection types that are available. You can communicate with your inspector through this, and you can also ask for a reschedule or a cancellation through this. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you what right here. If somebody calls for an inspection, how long is our response time generally? I know it varies, but.
We have one person right now who's taking those calls. Usually we get to that same day that somebody actually calls.
Oh, great. Okay.
And we track that too in the strategic plan. I think within 1 day, they were over 90% for the first quarter.
Okay, great.
We're encouraging more people to use the IVR and the select text because, again, it is a faster response than you trying to call and get a hold of one of us sometimes. Next slide. You can see, you know, about when our peak activity is for the calls that are coming in. So that helps us know when to have more resources for those people that are still actually calling. Paper plans. We don't really encourage people to do that anymore. We accept everything electronic. Again, that's 24/7. And it's associated with the same permit that you use to apply for your new construction. It's also embedded within our online software, so it is a seamless experience to our customers. This helps everyone, the customer and staff. You get things approved a little bit faster because we don't necessarily have paper plans to deal with. We don't have to try and get multiple copies of those and share them with other staff. And it is a savings to the customer because they no longer have to provide us with those 6-inch, almost living trees that they bring to the front counter. This is just an idea what it looks like in the e-permit hub plan room. We have our customized development services stamps for all of the plans. The reviewer would make the little call-outs of what needs to be fixed. The applicant can see that and can address that on the fly. Can you go to the next one? I don't know if we can play this video out for you. It just gives you a quick idea about what the electronic plan process is and how seamless it is for the customer. ESD is also using ePermit Hub, so they too have this seamless environment built in for their construction plans that they accept.
Derek, does any other county have all electric permitting? Online
Not to
permitting?
my knowledge. We are probably the first county in Alabama to take it to this level.
Bravo. Very good. Thank you.
One of the things that's fairly unique for your inspectors too, during COVID, I really didn't want to see them anymore because we were trying to keep them out in the field and, doing their job and keeping them safe instead of having to come into the office. They have a mobile app. They all have iPads now, including our code enforcement zoning officers, and they actually use the applications on their iPad. They don't come into the office anymore except on rare occasions, and they can essentially leave from their home, go to their job sites for the day. It provides them a list of everything they need to do that day and also gives them routing.
We'd like to thank Sri and all his folks too. I mean, this has been a massive effort. Kathy, Derek, all their staff, and Sri and all his staff. It's really been going on a lot for a while because when COVID hit, they'd drive up to the street with a set of plans, call somebody, we'd run down the street, get them, and try to get them to the
Yeah,
right
it was
place.
strange. We didn't go out in the parking garage. It was kind of weird.
Hey, when you said you're encouraging contractors to do that, are you doing anything educational to help them, technology adoption? What are you doing to help them kind of get there for some of them that may not have?
We have been in close contact with the Home Builders Association, and I know they have been notifying their members of the services we have. We are getting ready to probably do more educational training on the electronic plans. A lot of customers already have their plans really electronically already in AutoCAD or MicroStation. So for them, it's more just how to navigate to actually upload those. You want to address that a little bit better, Kathy?
The education program that we're going through. So pushing out all of this because of the COVID pandemic.
It's been hard.
The timeline has been not what we would have originally wanted to do a lot of public education of the upload and the tools and everything that's available. So now we're going to take some time to step back since we're not actively having to develop anything and now do the training and try to offer stuff online as well. So we have an information page that we're going to be posting all this information to. The product developer for the ePermit Hub solution, the digital plan review, actually has a lot of great video content already created, so that's all available on our website as well, related to the Jefferson County product. And we're going to be reaching out and doing more email campaigns, surveys, and seeing what the community is in need of for training. And hopefully one day when we ever go back to seeing people in person, we'll try to hold stuff in the courthouse training, probably quarterly, for anybody that feels that they still would like to come in and ask questions of the staff.
Good, thank you.
I want to just say thank y'all. This is great. This is really, really
Been a labor.
moving forward. It's a lot of
But
work.
we began in 2017.
Yeah. And I know that you and Michael have been around here a long time and seen the transformation of what we used to be and what we are now. And thank y'all for all your perseverance through it all. Appreciate you.
Amen. That's a good word.
Yeah. Mr. President, I have one more before we adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Dixon has reminded me once again that the fiscal year 2022 budget packets will be sent out next week to all the department heads. So we'll start that process here in the coming months.
And I'm going to, Congresswoman came yesterday and presented about the Rescue Act and $127 million. I know the last minute notice, but when they called me, I called y'all. And that was on Friday, and that's when I found out. As soon as I did, I emailed it out.
And that's something, we're still waiting guidance on how to expend those dollars.
She said that the formula will be here before we get the check. The check will not get here to 60 days.
Yeah.
So she said that she knows the formula will be here before then.
and we've re-engaged, or we've continued the engagement with O'Brien.
Right.
To make sure that that's handled. They have a third party set of eyes looking at that to make sure that we're good with our expenditures.
Yeah,
So we appreciate that, appreciate our county attorney. I think the county attorney may have something that he'd like to say to
Well,
us.
let me
I think
just-
he got,
let me just say
did someone say something to
congratulations.
him? Congratulations, as it would be in order. Would
Yeah.
take your mask down and say something.
Thanks to your support, we were selected by the Birmingham Business Journal as one of the members of the best of the bar for 2021.
Congratulations.
I think it's not, it's going to be virtual this time, but actually it's going to be in their publication on the 14th.
Good job.
So,
And our
yeah, big shot.
consent decree is winding down.
Correct.
Again?
Yeah, correct. Coordinated in order with our final payment for attorney's fees to the Martin Bryant parties. So once we get that paid, we are at the point of continuing our reporting period. But that will be the final order of business that we have. We also received an additional amount of money. It's about $70,000 that was a trust fund, a trust account for the receiver's lawyer. To, at that point, various people that have been victims of our issue. So that money is now going to go back to the county, should be earmarked for the ID for their work, as far as equity included in the county. So that money will come back to the county.
In that strike, the inclusion, and did we move that? We moved that to.
We pulled.
We pulled.
that.
Okay.
Just going to provide more information.
More information. That sounds good. All right.
And the ACCA is, I think they're ramping up to help other counties with this Rescue Act funds. I'm not sure if they're going to hire somebody as a contract, but what I understand, they were going to do it themselves. And that is, they provide like we have with O'Brien, they're going to provide the service to these smaller counties. They send out a letter. If you're getting $7 million or less, I think they're going to charge 8%. If you get $7 million or more, they'll charge a 5% fee. And I've told him that we'll, of course, we'll have our own contractor, but maybe we can contribute something to that fund so that they can help these other smaller counties that don't have the wherewithal to do this. But that's something we'll have to discuss when we. But we're still waiting on Treasury, and that's the ball that we're watching for to come over the net, and then we'll be ready to go.
So Governor Ivy and her mask mandate ends on the 9th. It's my understanding that City of Birmingham will probably pass an extended mask ordinance. I'm not sure where our health officer is.
To my knowledge, I think he's going to follow the state guidance.
I was going to bring that up to,
He's going to follow the state guidance.
and we can't do anything without, we have to let Dr. Wilson.
We can do whatever we want to within our facilities, without instructing, without telling anyone. But I think that it would be prudent to follow state guidance on this and try to have some type of uniformity as we move forward. I believe that's what Dr. Wilson's going to do.
Well, I'm going to ask him to extend it because I've got several calls from businesses that wants to extend it.
That's fine. You know, it's personal choice. Yeah. Yeah, that's any business that wants to extend the mask mandate to come do business with them is perfectly welcome to do that, and no problem at all. I think what the county health officer had is we're talking about a mandate countywide. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, and I think he's going to be on the call today.
Yeah.
Yeah. and that we will look at that and see where that is. But my gut tells me that he's going to follow the state.
The BVA also did I think all of us were in on the survey that went out. And it went to a lot of businesses asking, and it was really 50-50, and then it got into some of the questions. If you guys did not get a copy of that, I'll be sure to email it out so you can see what it is.
Shoot that out.
Call.
All right, guys, thank you so very much. This meeting is adjourned.